Hey everyone, I am absolutely thrilled you're tuning in today because we are tackling a topic that is just so universal. It's completely relatable, yet honestly, it's rarely talked about with the empathy it really deserves. We're diving right into the very real, very intimidating fear of ordering coffee in a second language. I mean, if you've ever stood in line at a bustling, noisy cafe, listening to that rapid fire English, staring up at a menu that feels more like a final exam, and just feeling your heart start to race? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down this entire process together, turning what feels like an impossible hurdle into a simple, totally manageable daily routine.
To show you just how real this anxiety is, I want to share a quick story from our source material that really sets the stage for us. About 8 years ago, an English teacher was working with this advanced one-on-one student, and they decided to meet in a local coffee shop. The teacher immediately noticed the student's English level was incredibly high. I mean, her grammar and vocabulary were just fantastic. But when it came time to actually step up to the counter, she froze. She was completely stuck, literally too nervous to speak. Now, after a couple more classes, they tried again. The student finally stepped up and ordered a coffee for the very first time. And the result? She cried. The teacher cried too.
So, here is the absolutely crucial point. It really is the small things. It's those small, everyday things that make us feel angry, embarrassed, or frustrated when we can't quite do them. But conversely, conquering this seemingly tiny, simple task, it brings an immense amount of joy and freedom. Another student actually shared recently that after living in the US for over a year, she could finally order her coffee without fear, and it literally made her heart explode with happiness. That is exactly the non-judgmental, empowering journey we are on today. We want you to have the ultimate freedom to just say what you want without the stress. To get us there, here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover overcoming fear, cracking the menu, customizing drinks, buying time, barista questions, and we will wrap it all up with a final role play. All right, let's jump into section 1. Cracking the menu and sizes. We're going to understand the basics before you even step up to the counter. You know, the absolute best way to reduce your anxiety is to just understand the basics before you get in that line. Menus can look totally overwhelming, but they're really just built from simple ingredients. Take the half calf, for example. It sounds like some kind of secret barista code, right? But it simply means your drink is 50% regular caffeinated coffee and 50% decaffeinated coffee. It's literally just two vocabulary words smashed together. Demystifying these terms takes all that fear away. Let's look at another classic, the macchiato. Again, it's a fancy Italian name that might make you hesitate for a second, but notice the breakdown here. A macchiato is just espresso with a very tiny amount of steamed milk, just a little splash. Once you realize that a mocha is just a latte with chocolate or a cafe au lait is just brewed coffee with hot milk, the whole menu stops looking like a scary test and more like a simple list of ingredients. Now, let's decode the incredibly confusing size language used in a lot of modern coffee chains. And hey, this trips up native speakers too, so definitely don't feel bad. Instead of saying small, you might need to use the word tall. Instead of medium, the lingo is usually grande, and for large, it's venti. Memorizing this quick little translation cheat sheet ensures you are never going to feel lost while scanning the menu board. You also have total control over the strength of your coffee. Coffee is measured in what we call shots of espresso. If you want a standard drink, it's usually just one shot. But if you see the word doppio or double, that simply translates to 2 shots of espresso for an extra kick of energy. And of course, you can always ask for 3 shots if it's been a really, really long night. Moving right along to section 2, customizing drinks. This is all about getting exactly what you want. Once you know your base drink and your size, you get to tailor it. When you order, the barista might ask what kind of milk or flavor you want. You got whole milk, 2% low fat, or if you hear the word skinny, that just means skim or non-fat milk. You can also totally opt for dairy alternatives like soy or almond milk. And don't forget the syrups, vanilla, hazelnut, mocha. The big takeaway here, you are the customer. You have complete control and there is absolutely no need to rush. Pick whatever sounds delicious to you.
All right, on to section 3, buying time. Consider this your psychological safety net. So what actually happens when you do feel rushed? It's time to hit your panic button. I want you to imagine this. You're next in line. The shop is packed. The espresso machines are hissing loudly. The barista looks right at you, waiting for your order. And your mind just goes completely blank. Feeling nervous? Can't decide? What should you actually do in this exact moment? Well, you use one of these exact polite stalling phrases. You can look at the barista and say, "I'm sorry, I'm not ready yet. Please help someone else." Or simply, "I'm sorry, I need an extra moment." If there's a customer right behind you, you can turn to them and just say, "Here, you go ahead. I'm still trying to decide." Having these specific linguistic tools memorized reduces your anxiety significantly because it gives you absolute permission to step back, take a breath, calm down, and prep your words. Section 4, barista questions. Let's reverse engineer the conversation. Now that you have your safety net firmly in place, let's prepare for the climax of the interaction by reverse engineering the conversation. Look, baristas talk incredibly fast because they're busy. They might blur their words together and say something like, "Is that for here to go?" Contrast that super fast question with this very simple, standard customer response. "I'd like a coffee to go," or "Can I get a cafe latte for here, please?" Knowing ahead of time that they are going to ask this specific question makes the whole interaction highly predictable. It's not a surprise anymore, so it's not scary. Here is another really common, very casual greeting. The barista might say, "Who's next?" or "What'll it be?" This is literally just another way of asking what you want. And you can confidently reply using this simple cause and effect formula. "I'll have a skinny cappuccino." Or if you want to get super specific, "I'd like a half calf with soy milk and no sugar, please." You just state exactly what you want, clear and simple. Section 5, the final role play. Let's put it all together. Okay, we've broken down the menu, the customizations, the panic buttons, and the barista questions. Now let's look at the actual physical process. There's really only a 4-step dance to this whole thing. Step 1, greet the barista and state your order. Step 2, give your name for the cup. Step 3, pay for your drink. And step 4, step to the side, listen for your name, and pick up your coffee. Visualizing this exact sequence removes the fear of the unknown. You know exactly what is going to happen next. Let's start the dialogue role play. Picture this. You walk up to the counter. It's super busy, but you are prepared. The barista smiles and initiates the interaction. "Hi, what can I get for you?" And you, our super confident customer Sarah, respond perfectly using the exact formula we learned. You state the size, the drink type, and the custom milk. "I'd like a medium mocha with 2%, please." Boom. It's direct, it's polite, and it's perfect English. The barista understands you instantly. They confirm the order and keep the flow moving. "Sure, what's your name?" You confidently say Sarah, and hey, maybe you spell it out if it's really loud in there. Then the barista completes the transaction. "Great. That's $3.50, please. It'll be ready in just a moment." You hand over your payment, say thanks, and easily step to the side. A few minutes later comes the most satisfying part of the whole process. The barista calls out loudly over the noisy crowd, "Sarah, medium mocha with 2%? You step right up, grab your warm cup, and say, "That's me, thanks."
Let me tell you, that right there is a massive micro win. You just successfully navigated a second language transaction in a loud, chaotic environment. Which brings us to our final thought for today. Remember that student who cried in the cafe? She didn't cry because coffee is somehow magical. She cried because she realized she had unlocked a brand new level of independence. You have the freedom to say what you want. You have the tools, the vocabulary, and the safety net phrases to handle the pressure now. So, my question to you is, what customized drink are you going to confidently order tomorrow morning? Stop letting fear dictate your daily routine. Get out there and go get that coffee.
Great job! You just finished today's listening lesson. Learning a language takes time, but you are doing amazing, step by step. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you for practicing with me today. Keep going, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!